Welcome back to First Things First. Undisputed is coming up right after this. Good morning to you, Joy, out there in L.A. What will you and the guys be talking about today?
Good morning, Jenna. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Coming up on Undisputed, does Tom Brady get enough credit for the Patriots dynasty? And are the Cavs better with Isaiah Thomas on the bench? Plus, Matt Barnes and Jim Moore are in studio with us today. Undisputed is coming up next. Jenna, back to you and the guys.
Look forward to that, Joy. Thank you very much. All right, Super Bowl week is officially upon us. That's what happens when Monday arrives. Minnesota getting ready for a number of humans flying into the Twin Cities. Eagles arrived yesterday. Patriots are coming in later today, and fans will be filing in to lovely 3-degree Minneapolis all week. Good news for the Patriots, though. Rob Gronkowski practiced the last 2 days, but he still remains in the concussion protocol. The center of attention has been, will be, and is Tom Brady, looking for his 6th oversized ring. He spoke about the importance of playing in the Super Bowl.
I've never taken anything like this for granted, and I think we're all very fortunate to be in this game. It's a lot of hard work to get here. It's exciting for us as players, coaches, for our families, for our friends. And what makes it great is when you go down there and you play great. So being a part of a couple of these losses, those are pretty tough to swallow. But I think you realize how much effort you have to put in to prepare. It's a very unique environment, unique game, and you have to be at your best. But in order to do that, you have to prepare as well as you possibly can.
All right, CC, I'll start with you. It's been a number of interesting years for Tom Brady during his Super Bowl run. Would this be the most impressive accomplishment given everything he's been through this season?
It wouldn't be more impressive to the beginning of last season and the end of last season. How the season began with Tom Brady starting on the sideline, being suspended by the NFL, and culminating with him lifting the trophy after in Houston being down 28-3, and the way he played in that fourth quarter and overtime, and the fact that personally he had a lot going on as far as his mother. His mother had been sick all season, hadn't been able to see him play. She made the trip to Houston, the family, so it was very, very emotional for them. And absent of, regardless of what they do, that made him the GOAT there. That right there swung the arguments. And people said, oh, man, I think he's as good as Montana. I think they're right there. When he won last year, it was a wrap. As a matter of fact, now the conversation, who's the second best quarterback of all time? So I don't think that what he's going to do now, if he was able to win, would top that. And you can't do what he's doing this year as far as repeating unless last year happened. So last year I think was the most impressive of all, the 5th win.
Before I give my answer, you mentioned something there that I don't think people give enough credit to, and that's what was going on for him off the field. And I'm not talking about the suspension, but with his mother. The Super Bowl last year, Chris, was the first game all year his mom was able to attend.
Yes.
This is you know the Kraft family, and you obviously have some connection with Tom. Like, this is something that he didn't discuss throughout the year, but he was dealing with throughout the season last year. Was the overall health of his mother correct?
Yes, because her health was, I think it was a lot worse. Now, she improved enough to go to the game, and she's subsequently done better the last year. But last year, she was in a bad spot.
And there's also, and people can find it going around the internet, there's a clip, I believe it's from last year's media day, but it was one of the Super Bowls Brady's been at, where Trent Dilfer, your old friend, he's got a little kid on his shoulder and asks Tom Brady a question about who his hero is. And he mentions, he pauses, he stops, he says, I'd have to say my dad. And then he almost starts to cry and then just goes on to the next question. I say that just to remind people that even though, like, these athletes almost seem two-dimensional, like stuff going on. Tom Brady's, who's his hero? His dad. Just like a lot of people watching, who's their hero? Their dad. They got a sick mom, and then for her to be able to see the first game all year for that amazing comeback.
No, it's impressive.
So I totally understand why, to you, you believe last year would never be able to overcome it.
Yeah, and there's a reason why for years and years we have seen athletes, when they shout out to someone, you don't see people saying, hey, Dad, what's up? You've seen people since they were little, no matter what age, up to every professional. Man, the first time they get on camera, they look in that camera and be like, hey, Mom, yeah, I love you. So there's nothing like a mother, all right? So Tom Brady, what he was going through, and he had to deal with all this stuff privately. Tom's a very private person. He couldn't let the media in on this. So letting people know that his mom was going to be at the game and seeing her son's legacy and credibility challenged. Like, people question, man, was he really that good? If he had doctored up the balls, like, is he really the GOAT? Like, why did he take errors out of the ball? Like, so there was a lot of conflict to the credibility of what he was suspended for.
So there is no wrong answer here, right? You can pick a lot of things that say this is the single most impressive thing from Tom Brady. The reason that if they win the title this year will trump all of it is not just because he's 40. It's not just because he will have started his career with 3 out of 4, and then in years between years 14 to 17 have won 3 out of 4. But part of it is because they won last year. And to accomplish exactly what Chris said, go through the most tumultuous year of your career, where you're suspended in the beginning, stuff off the field with a sick family member, an amazing Super Bowl comeback, 28-3, and then to still have the competitive spirit, the fire to say, let's go run it all back again. The full 16 games. Let's go somehow convince myself, trick myself every morning into thinking I'm not good enough, that I have to still train this way, that I have to still do these things, to not rest on any laurels. He had already broken all the records as of last year's Super Bowl. Like Chris said, that ended all the arguments. To follow that up with an MVP year, the #1 seed, and now be a 5-point favorite in the Super Bowl, if they finish it off, it'll be as impressive as anything I've seen in sports.
And not to just come back and decide you're going to play, but as a veteran who's played for so long, and you know this, CC, to come back and want to go to practice and want to go to training camp and want to, it's like, take the hits. Like, I covered Michael Strahan when he said, listen, I'm sorry, I don't want to go through training camp. Like, I don't want to deal with it. I'll show up and I'll be ready when it's time. And you said he wants to be there. He wants to sweat. He wants to gut it out with the players. So to put together the season he had last year and to come back into camp this year and want it so badly that you could taste it all over again at this age is a testament to the person this is.
It's almost not humanly possible to be as accomplished as he is and to be as driven as he is.
Right.
But the thing that I see is Tom's not going to quit. Like, this is the only platform Tom has. He has no other platform. He has no other ability to promote himself. He has no ability that we know, no skill that people would be willing to pay millions and millions of dollars to see. So for me, I look for him to be motivated, not only this year, but for several more years to come.
All right. You guys know how sometimes the world tries to tell us something without telling us something, like, you know, your best friend is going to be your wife one day, or the crappy job that you're not happy with will eventually lead to an amazing job? Well, Saturday night's showdown between the Celtics and Warriors was just that. It will be the NBA Finals preview. Or maybe it won't, but maybe it will. Unbelievable game. Steph Curry dropping 49 points on 24 shots. Kyrie with 37 points on just 18 shots. The Warriors won it. Here's Steph Curry after the game.
I mean, this is like a playoff type game, down to the wire, back and forth. So it prepares us for what it's going to be like in April, May, and June, and that's good preparation. So I like to say we send a message that, you know, we're still tough, we're still a team to beat, but a lot of work to do.
You want to beat them, and you know that's what I try to echo to my team, and I know they feel the same way. You know, to be considered the best, you got to beat the best, and yeah, that's what we try to do.
Nick, you think Saturday night was an NBA Finals preview, or could be?
No, but it was an outstanding basketball game. And
It could be. Like you said, could it be? Yes, it could be.
Well, I was responding to the could it be? Sure. There's when the Rockets play the Raptors in a few weeks, that could be a finals preview. Like it's possible, but it won't be. Like
yeah, I don't think whatever network's going to build that one is a potential finals preview. Houston versus Toronto.
Okay, well,
now,
that's the two seeds in both conference versus the 1 seeds in both conferences.
I'm just talking about from a marketing standpoint, all right? This game this weekend, they were billing it as a potential finals. So, yes, Jenna.
Finals preview. I understand that's how it was billed. The question I was trying to answer is, will it be? And no, it won't be. Like, Kyrie is so unbelievable when he plays the Warriors. He's a great player in general. He gets to another level against the Warriors. Steph played out of his mind. Steph played, from an offensive perspective, a nearly flawless basketball game. It was a ton of fun to watch. I do not think the Celtics have enough offense to win 3 series in a row, much less beat the Cavs in whether it's the second or third round, whenever they would have to play them, especially with Jason Tatum seeming to have smashed into that rookie wall. So, no, I don't think it's a finals preview. I do think it was a ton of fun to watch, and I understand why ABC marketed it as such.
Yeah, it was a great game to watch. The intensity, you typically don't see that type of intensity in a game this early in the season. So we know Boston is talented. How good are they? They matched up well against the Warriors. They matched up very well. So it was good to see, even without their offense is just waiting for Marcus Smart to come back.
Yeah.
So he's going to be the chip.
Marcus Smart, if people don't know, missed the game because he swiped in a picture and cut his hand. He's their key.
But we have to recognize that the Celtics, they are a very, very good story. They are a young, talented team. That is going to be one of the problems. Offensively, can they get enough buckets? But I like where they are defensively. If they can keep Golden State between 98 to 110, you can stay in the game. So you're not trying to match them shot for shot like Houston. So Celtics, one of their calling cards will be their defense. So this game was in a scoring range that they can potentially win. The game gets above 110, that's not a game that they're going to be able to win enough of. So I like their defensive strategy, and I like the way Kyrie took the offensive initiative, because he's a different ball player when he is on the offensive. He has that mindset like Steph. So it was great to see. It was a great matchup of point guards.
Listen, Kyrie in Oracle is worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Every single time, and it has been since the second year the Cavs made the finals after Kyrie got hurt in the first year. It's just a shame we won't see Kyrie in Oracle again until next season.
Why are you smiling there?
No, I'm just saying it's a shame because it's fun to watch. Steph goes up a level, Kyrie goes up a level. It's fun.
That's going to do it for us. We're back here tomorrow morning at 6:30 Eastern. Stay right here. Undisputed starts right now.